defensive line class, which could be the best in the country. Prospects. The Canes, one of 2 teams to sign 4 defensive linemen ranked inside the top 150. Oregon being the other one.
Miami really went into the cycle wanting to sign the best defensive line class in the country. I think it's tough to argue that they didn't. Between 5-star defensive tackle Justin Scott, you got 2 premier pass rushers in Armando Blount out of Miami Central, Marquise Lightfoot out of Chicago. And then a guy like Booker Pickett, who really blew up during the All-Star season, and then plus another group of deep guys, Elias Rudolph off the edge, Cole McConothy, who had an awesome senior season in the state of Alabama, and Daylen Russell, who's a guy that's local. I mean, I think Miami signed one of the premier, if not the premier, defensive line class in the country with that group. Miami's extremely, extremely excited about what they're getting from those guys.
It's that time of year. Put on your Santa Claus hat. Merry Flipmas. They're doing that down in Miami. You saw Mario Cristobal. He's kind of like the Grinch.
Miami's 2024 recruiting class is one of its best ever. It isn't hyperbole. The numbers back it up. Miami is one of only 2 teams, alongside Oregon, to sign 4 defensive linemen ranked in the top 150 players nationally.
With that being said, I would like to announce my commitment to the University of Miami.
But Mario didn't stop there. They're the only program to ink 3 defensive linemen within the top 40 players, a feat unprecedented in Miami's storied recruiting history. They also signed Zaquan Patterson, who's ranked as the 63rd overall player in the 247 top 150 list.
Let's go! Come on! Can't fuck with the crib.
To round out their defensive haul of 5 total players in the top 150 players ranked by 247 Sports. What we're missing is the foundation of a defense that could dominate the ACC for years to come. Leading the charge are 2 headliners from the Windy City. One of the gems of this class is Justin Scott, 6'4", 315-pound defensive tackle from Chicago. Ranked the 11th overall player in the nation by 247 Sports, Scott's unique combination of size and agility, honed through his multi-sport background, makes him a hard-to-miss presence in the trenches.
6'6" and all of it. Think by Gibson, here's Gill. Works it down low to Scott. Scott, a strong take. That's good.
A basketball player who didn't strap on a football helmet until his sophomore year of high school. In just 2 short years, he transformed from a raw talent to a 5-star recruit and one of the most coveted recruits in the nation. His ability to occupy multiple blockers while maintaining gap integrity will be crucial in Miami's run defense. Scott's immediate impact potential can't be overstated. He could be in the rotation early despite arriving after spring football.
Justin Scott, as explosive as you could be for a big man. Playing basketball, which I had a chance to go see the other day at an invitational out there in Chicago. We have had great defensive linemen from Chicago before, right? If anyone remembers Russell Maryland, old teammate, my brother's roommate back in the day, first overall pick. Well, Justin is a massive man, extremely athletic, great family, awesome mom, great student, great high school. Just if you want to get an idea for his athletic ability, turn on his film, watch him run the football. There are no plans for him here to run the football, but in high school, watch him run the ball 330 pounds is a pretty good indication of the type of athlete that he is.
Marquise Lightfoot, a 6'5", 225-pound edge rusher from Chicago's Kenwood Academy, brings explosive athleticism to Guidry's blitz-happy front 7. Ranked as the 34th overall player in the 2024 class per 247, before focusing on football, Lightfoot was a multi-sport athlete, participating in baseball, swimming, basketball, and even gymnastics. This diverse athletic background contributes to his exceptional body control and agility on the field, despite his imposing size. Since touching down in Miami this January, Lightfoot has been on a mission, packed on 18 pounds of quality weight, looking to transform from a tall, lean, skinny prospect into a chiseled force of nature.
They making sure I'm lifting, they make sure we run off, so we not gaining nothing but muscle.
You know, we able to, quality weight, and then still be able to move it around on the field, you know, with skill and agility. So it's like, you know, I'm having fun. I'm very excited I picked this school.
But don't think for a second that this added bulk has slowed him down. Lightfoot's spring game performance, highlighted by a sack, proved he's as quick and as agile as ever.
Lightfoot's done a great job this spring, understanding what the defensive line coach Jason Taylor wants him to do, knowing his assignment, did a great job coming over the top, getting a sack.
In Coach Guidry's blitz-happy defense, Lightfoot could eventually be an X factor. His development under Jason Taylor's mentorship could accelerate his impact on the field. Ranked as the 39th overall player in the country, Armando Blount isn't just another recruit. He's a phenom who was once considered the top player in the 2025 recruiting cycle, before reclassifying and deciding to enter college football a year early.
Yeah, different level type of kid, no doubt that he's been the #1 player in the class of 2025 for the last 2 years.
Standing at 6'4" and 260 pounds, this Miami Central standout has been terrorizing varsity offenses since he was in 8th grade. What truly sets Blount apart are his hands. Imagine a combination of a boxer's precision and a bulldozer's power. They're honed by years of shot putting, a sport Blount is also exceptional at.
That he's the #1 rated shot putter in the country for his class. Yes. So that's another thing that you know, a lot of people like, and you know, I'm sure he's going to do it just like Ed Reed did, you know, at Miami when he was there throwing the javelin.
Armando Blount, he is a freshman at Dillard. First time here, comes in and takes the boys 3A state shot put championship with a throw of 16.48, which is 54 feet 1 inch.
His explosive upper body strength, courtesy of his shot-putting prowess, combined with his lightning-quick initial burst, gives offensive linemen headaches. Blount's got the frame to play both 3 technique and strong side end, a Swiss Army knife of a defender, a player who can bull rush on one play and finesse his way past blockers the next. Zaquan Patterson is a South Florida sensation who skyrocketed to blue-chip status. And for good reason. Ranked the 63rd overall player by 247 Sports, Patterson is the epitome of versatility, a trait that's become his calling card. Born with that innate South Florida athleticism, Patterson's journey is a testament to his adaptability. From terrorizing offenses as a defensive end in his youth to morphing into a ball-hawking safety in high school, with Miami's secondary facing an exodus of talent to the NFL, Patterson's arrival couldn't be more timely. In Lance Guidry's defense, he's not just filling a gap, he's multiplying possibilities. Whether it's matching up against shifty slot receivers or coming down hard in run support, Patterson gives the Hurricanes the luxury of adapting to any offensive look without burning a substitution. Patterson's mantra is simple: put me on the field and I'll make plays. He's a true 3-phase player who lives for the big moment. The defense this year for Miami is strong at every level, but the secondary is still very green. If Patterson can live up to the expectations early, it could be huge for the Hurricanes defense in 2024.
Okay, Zaquan is an absolute stud, top to bottom. As a competitor, as a physical presence, as someone who represents himself and his family extremely well. His value not only as a safety, but also in the form of a special teams player. He is all over the field all the time. He sets a tone for that team in a couple different ways with his captain status, you know, the way he verbally approaches his teammates, but also the way he sets a tone physically. You know, he's a tone setter with the way he plays the game. His style of play is something really impressive.
He's a pass rush specialist, and I think you need that in this era. They're pairing him with that elite defensive line haul. Marquise Lightfoot had the quickest first step in San Antonio at the All-American Bowl. Booker Pickett had the quickest first step in Orlando at the Under Armour All-America game.
Talk about Booker Pickett Jr., the 143rd ranked player who might just be the dark horse of Miami's stellar 2024 class. This 6'3", 210-pound edge rusher from Tampa's Wharton High School brings a pass rush arsenal that would make even Dwight Freeney envious. Pickett's exceptional first step and array of technique make up a skill set light years ahead of other high school football players, evidenced by his eye-popping 30 sacks in his junior year alone. As a Miami legacy, Pickett has the Hurricanes in his blood. His father, Booker Sr., played linebacker for the Canes from 1992 to 1997. What's truly exciting about Pickett is his room for growth. His frame suggests that he can add significant weight without sacrificing the quickness that makes him special. His competitive fire is evident in his approach to Miami's loaded defensive line class.
We had that conversation. I was like, Booker, you see, you know, they have this guy, that guy. He was like, I don't care. He's like, I'm Kane, and I'm going to compete. Those guys aren't better than me, so let's get it.
With his explosive first step, proven production, and chip on his shoulder from being underrated, Pickett might just surprise everyone and emerge as one of the standout players in this highly touted Miami class.
Pickett, sounds familiar, right? Played here, he plays both. He's going to be a will linebacker for us, but also has third down snap value at the defensive end or the edge position. Just a natural pass rusher, you know, can flat out go. All right,
Mack is another Miami legacy with the skills to forge his own path to greatness. This 5'11", 170-pound defensive back from St. Thomas Aquinas High School brings a polished game that's beyond his years. Mack's journey to the U is a story of family, talent, and destiny intertwined. As the son of former Miami linebacker Rod Mack, who donned the orange and green in the late 90s, Ryan has Hurricane blood coursing through his veins. What sets him apart is his impeccable technique. Even as a sophomore, he turned heads by winning the defensive back MVP at the Under Armour camp in Miami. His smooth backpedal, ability to read plays, and versatility in both man and zone coverage make him a defensive back who makes his coach's life way easier.
What stands out to you about this player?
Technique. As young as a sophomore at the Under Armour camp in Miami, he was defensive back MVP going into his junior year.
Abram Murray from C.E. Byrd High School in Shreveport, Louisiana, addresses a crucial need in Miami's special teams unit. Murray's strong leg and precision make him a weapon in the field position battle. Murray's arrival provides Miami with a potential four-year solution at the kicker position. Artavius Jones is a small-town sensation about to make big city waves. He's a 6'3", 280-pound defensive tackle from Blountstown, Florida, the kind of recruit that makes scouts do a double take and wonder how they almost missed him. Hailing from a 1A program in the Florida Panhandle, he's been dominating opponents like a man among boys. But don't let the small school competition fool you. Jones has the kind of athleticism that translates to any level. His lateral quickness and raw power are things you simply cannot teach.
He has NFL ability. If he was at Miami Central, he'd have 50 offers. He's just at the right. He can play for any school in the country. He's just at Blountstown.
Another multi-sport athlete with a background that translates to exceptional hand usage and leverage in the trenches. At already a college-level size, Jones has the stature and power to contribute from day one, but it's his potential for growth that has Miami coaches salivating. With some refinement to his technique, there's no ceiling to what he could become. Adarius Hayes, a 6'3", 210-pound linebacker from Largo High School, brings athleticism and speed at the second level for Miami's defense. Ranked as the number 43 overall player regardless of position by Rivals.com, Hayes possesses the sideline-to-sideline speed that defines modern linebackers. Originally committed to Florida, Hayes flipped to Miami, citing the coaching staff and atmosphere as key factors why. Elias Rudolph, a 6'4", 215-pound edge rusher, is another product of Mario's never-sleep recruiting approach. Initially committed to Michigan, Rudolph flipped to the Hurricanes after a pivotal visit. What sets Rudolph apart is his raw athleticism and length. He runs well in space and does everything at 100 miles per hour. His twitchiness and length are exactly what you're looking for in a long-term edge player. Isaiah Thomas, a 6'2", 200-pound safety from Clearwater Academy International. Despite playing only 5 games in his junior year due to injury, Thomas made such an impact that Miami couldn't ignore him. Big, versatile back-end defender with high football IQ, both Rudolph and Thomas are coming off injury-shortened seasons. Dylan Day, defensive back from Southern Lab High School in Louisiana. He might not have the flashiest star rating, but his film tells a story of a playmaker who had 5 interceptions for touchdowns his senior year. He was the first defensive player to receive an offer from defensive coordinator Lance Guidry, who had been recruiting Day to Marshall previously. Guidry's persistent pursuit of Day across multiple programs speaks volumes about his potential and talent. OJ Frederique is a 6', 170-pound cornerback from powerhouse St. Thomas. His commitment, while perhaps overshadowed by higher-profile recruits, represents the type of solid, well-rounded player that forms the backbone of successful programs. His addition not only bolsters Miami's secondary, but also strengthens their recruiting presence at one of Florida's most talent-rich high schools. Daylen Russell from Columbus High School in Miami is a 6'1", 240-pound high-motor defensive lineman with a championship pedigree. In 2022, as a junior, Russell posted 84 tackles, 13 tackles for a loss, 10 sacks, and 8 quarterback hurries while forcing 3 fumbles. For his efforts, Russell was named the Miami-Dade Defensive Player of the Year by the Miami Herald. This 6'5", 235-pound dynamo, Cole McConothy from Spanish Fort, Alabama, brings a combination of size, skill, relentless motor that has Hurricanes fans buzzing with excitement, even while finishing this cycle with higher touted prospects. Playing varsity football since 8th grade, it wasn't until his senior year that his recruitment truly exploded. His numbers speak volumes. 19 sacks and 30 tackles for a loss in his final high school football campaign, making him the state of Alabama's sack leader. Perhaps most intriguing is the connection that helped bring McConothy to Miami. His high school coach, former NFL quarterback Phillip Rivers, personally vouched for McConothy to one of Miami's defensive line coaches, Todd Stroud. Rivers and Stroud crossed paths during their time together at NC State.
Football has done so much for me already. Why not give it everything that I have?
Cam Pruitt, a 6'3", 195-pound linebacker from Theodore High School in Alabama, embodies the new breed of versatile players on the 2nd and 3rd level that Miami is targeting. He's not just a run stuffer, he's played safety and excelled in various linebacker roles. Physicality stands out on film. He knows how to stack offensive linemen, get off of them, and shed blocks. He's also a violent hitter. This ability to deliver bone-jarring hits while maintaining the agility to cover in space makes Pruitt a defensive coordinator's dream.
Well, see, Cam is a linebacker. I know that he was listed here because he was at 200 pounds. This shows you his athletic ability. He plays wide receiver, okay, and he's had unbelievable success there. He's played in the middle of the field as a safety. He's played just outside the box, and he's also played in the middle. He's played on the edge.
The Hurricanes are building a shape-shifting defense that can morph from a 4-3 to a 3-4 and 3-3-5 without breaking a sweat. It's positionless football taken to its logical extreme. A defensive unit where an edge rusher can seamlessly drop into coverage or a safety can suddenly become an extra linebacker in the box, allowing Miami to disguise coverages, vary pre-snap looks, and adapt to tempo offenses on the fly. Spread offense, no problem. They can stay in base personnel, but effectively play nickel. Power run, they can beef up the box without sacrificing coverage. But this isn't just theoretical. Miami's 2024 class, ranked 4th nationally, is putting these principles into action. The defensive line haul in particular stands unrivaled. These blue chip recruits will join forces with ACC Defensive Rookie of the Year and key transfers like Tyler Barron and Elijah Alston. If even just a few of these guys live up to the hype, it could be the best front 7 Miami has had in a very long time. What do you guys think about Miami's defensive class? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth breakdowns of top recruits and team analysis. If you guys want to see more videos like this, please subscribe. Thank you, have a good day, and go Canes!